Hey guys, here are my UFC 132 predictions, and I'm all hyped up on coffee. I usually don't drink coffee, so I'm like bouncing on my bed, like all hyper. Don't knock over the camera. I'm really excited about these fights because I actually might be in Vegas, not going to the fights, but at least be in Vegas, interview some people, so super excited. First prediction is Dominic Cruz versus Uriah Faber, and Cruz's only career loss in the last 4 years was to Faber by guillotine. He's been like frustrating his opponents because he kind of has this like herky jerky style of fighting, and he bounces around, and it seems like lately like a lot of his opponents are having a hard time timing the punches to land really good ones. So I don't want to completely dismiss Faber because he's always dangerous, so I don't want to dismiss him, but Cruz, with Patino's wrestling and his ground game, I think he's going to be able to keep his fight standing, and if he keeps it standing, I think he'll have a good chance at winning. So I'm going to go with Cruz by decision. But like I said, don't ever dismiss Uriah Faber because he's always dangerous. Next prediction I'm super duper excited about is Wanderlei Silva versus Chris Leben. And I completely forgot that these guys were fighting until I saw like a preview on TV, and I'm like, that's right! So super excited. In Leben's fight against Brian Stann, I honestly thought he was going to be able to weather the storm because it's so hard to knock him out. And I thought he was going to weather the storm, but unfortunately Brian put him away. And in this fight, it's so hard because Wanderlei is such a dangerous striker, and I'm kind of scared to pick Leben in a fight like this, even though I definitely think he can handle himself. It's so risky with both these guys. I definitely think this fight is going to stay standing, and I'm leaning towards Wanderlei. So I'm going to go with Wanderlei. But I'm super excited for this fight. Wanderlei Silva! Wanderlei Silva! Wanderlei! Next prediction is Tito Ortiz versus Ryan Bader, and Tito hasn't really won a fight in a long time. He got that draw against Rashad, but that's because he grabbed the fence, he got 1 point deducted, so basically he won the fight, but he didn't win the fight. And I don't want to be too hard on Tito because I like him, but I think this is a horrible matchup for him. I think that Bader has the advantage in wrestling, has heavier hands. I can definitely see Tito using like good footwork and maybe outpointing Bader, but I don't know if that's going to happen, so I'm going to go with Ryan Bader by decision. Next prediction is Carlos Condit versus Don Young Kim, and I think I really wanted Carlos to face another striker, but I think this fight is going to go kind of like a repeat of Kim versus Nate Diaz and Kim versus Emir Sadollah. I don't think that Carlos is going to get submitted, but I definitely think he might get stifled and controlled on the ground by Kim. God, the only ray of hope, ray of light, ray of hope, is that in Kim's fight against Nate Diaz, he kind of faded towards the end, so hopefully if that happens, you know, Carlos can capitalize on that and destroy him. But sadly enough, I'm going to pick Kim by decision and hope for the best. Last prediction, but before I go, make sure you go to my Twitter page. It's at MMA Girls, and also on Facebook, just type in MMA Girls and it should pop up. Also, if you guys are going to be in Vegas for the fights and you see me, definitely come and say hi. I'm not a mean girl. Sometimes when I go to fights or even to bars, people come up to me and they're like, hey, I've seen your videos. So don't feel weird. I promise you I'm a really friendly person. I'll probably be with two of my girlfriends, just chilling and stuff. So anyway, last prediction is Dennis Siver versus Matt Wyman, and I think everyone, including myself, thought that Siver was going to be submitted by George Sarouropoulos, and you know, his ground game wasn't even a factor because he had such good takedown defense. Now Wyman looked really good against Coleman. I mean, he looked good everywhere, and that gives me kind of hope that if he can't get this fight to the ground, that his striking is good enough to win this fight. Plus I feel kind of bad for not picking Wyman, so I'm going to, in his last fight against Cole, so I'm going to pick Wyman by decision, because like I said, I think that he just looked really impressive, and I think that he can win by decision. So Wyman by decision.